and will for generations to come. And by making a difference every day, 100 years seem to go by in a flash.
Call George Mangan Insurance in Ocala today, 352-732-3191.
PPIR is a networking group formed to serve the realtor and small business community. It primarily serves the real estate and construction industry, but is open to all businesses that provide any service or product to the real estate business community. PPIR has no membership dues or fees for attendees. The watchwords are keep it simple and maximize networking time. PPIR chapters generally meet once a month after business hours. For the information on this, call 352-615-9412 or go to events@ppirevents.com. PPIR, professional people in real estate.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Thank you, Dan. 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, Carol Ann Baldwin is here. If you have a question about your lawn or your garden, the number to call right now is 622-9622. Carol Ann does this show voluntarily every week. It's a full-hour show, which means we've got a nice 40 minutes or so left to 38 minutes in the show. If you want to call in, you got plenty of time to have a nice hearty answer to your question. And now, if you're watching the streaming video, there she is. She's not on Halloween from some years ago.
No,
I don't
don't even know when that one was. That was scary. It was Halloween. Oh, you handed me the just a few minutes ago that today, June the 6th, is National Gardening Exercise Day.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if it is a good exercise. It's great outdoor activity. I just don't think of it as something I'm going out to the garden to get my exercise. Because you could do that in conjunction of it. I mean, unless you actually do, because it's kind of hard to go out on a regular basis and do the same chore that gives you a good exercise, except maybe mowing the lawn if you have a small enough lawn to do with a push mower, or that you do your edging and weed whacking. But even then, the push mower would probably be the best exercise out of
I would think, yeah.
The weed whacking and stuff like that, it's just you're walking around carrying a heavy piece of equipment around.
But I got the impression what they were trying to say is that something that you enjoy doing also burns calories.
Right, because they say, what is it here? Lifting and hauling the heavy rocks can burn 400 to 600 calories per hour. Raking and bagging leaves could do 300 to 400. Pulling weeds and planting flowers, too, anywhere between 200 to 400 calories per hour. And that just any exercise can help to reduce stress, improve heart health, reduce stroke risk, increased strength and dexterity, which all of these can also help to lower your risk for Alzheimer's. And I think that's just being active and that kind of thing with any of it.
I guess the healthy benefits of gardening is the underlying message.
It's the underlying, right. The gardening is not just fun, a fun activity, but yes, it can also burn calories and be healthy for you. But again, too, though I'm not a big fan of housework. It's one of my lower chores, things on my like list.
Right.
Does the same thing. Running a vacuum, mopping the floor, doing things like that also. And those you might actually repeat as a chore a little more often. So if you think of that your chore's actually being a benefit, you might get
I guess it's the spoonful of sugar theory, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's a good way to put it. So just think of it that way. No, that does not have anything to do with gardening. But most of us all have our cell phones and our smartphones and things like that. Either have already incorporated in them a health tracker or a step tracker, or you download
you have one?
Oh, yeah, I have one.
How many steps do you walk a day?
It varies, but I do anywhere between 6 and 10 miles daily at work.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And so
wow.
Also, and my daughter introduced me to one that if you're actually somebody who does some walking, maybe you walk just for general exercise, maybe you one of the mall walkers or something like that, that there's an app out there. It's called Charity Miles. that you can actually select your
What?
charity.
And you somehow...
And as you're walking or running, jogging, things like that, you're helping to raise money
How?
without you. I think because of advertisers within their sites
okay,
and stuff
okay,
like that.
okay,
But so you're making a donation to your local, or not your favorite charity of choice, and they list quite a few of the main.
Right. I wanted to add to
Something to
that
think
little bit of thought. Years ago, when I was the activities director at the assisted living facility,
right.
the exercises of choice were usually not things that got your heart beating, but things that got you stretching.
Yes.
Touching your toes, reaching
Right,
to the
reaching
stars,
to-
that kind of
right.
stuff. And so I'm guessing the gardening exercise may not be like running and
Right, but it's
you're
more
not going to
of
break a
weight.
sweat necessarily. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you will. But it is the raking, the movement.
Yeah.
It's movement. It is lifting, bending, stretching, all of that good stuff. So get out and garden. It's good for you.
We have,
that, and the sunshine. Use your sunscreen. Stay hydrated. Is the big thing, so that you don't have the negative impacts of being in the out of doors. And watch where your fingers are if you're pruning, using your tools and equipment properly, that you don't hurt yourself doing that
Speaking
too.
of
'cause
tools and equipment, you cannot buy tools or equipment with a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wines that I'm going to give away right now.
Right.
But you can use it for plants.
You can buy plants to go put out in that garden.
And if you look at their website or their Facebook page, actually, you can see lots of plants on sale right now.
Right.
I don't know if Lori's calling in later on or not, but usually she calls in once or twice a week. So I have $20. We've got a couple of minutes here. When you hear us go to break, if you call 622-9622, don't do it right now. Wait till you can call right now to ask a question. But if you want the gift certificate, just wait till the break, and it's yours. $20.
you
Go to
go.
Bob Wines. Go get something for your garden.
And speaking of Facebook pages, we do have the one that's related. I have the one that's related to this show. It's the In the Garden group Facebook page. You do have to ask to join. It is a closed group, but that's only in order to limit the possibility of advertising and abuse and things like that
Right.
on it. But I did have a question yesterday. Somebody had asked about that they had bought a grape vine and wondered whether or not just the single vine would produce grapes. And I did answer that it could if it was a self-pollinating variety. I'm not sure which variety they got, but there's Sharon, a listener, Master Gardener, also had replied to it, saying that Taylor Garden Nursery, Dave Taylor there, has grapes growing there that you can actually see how he has his trained up. But also over at the County Extension Office, they have grapevines there. So if something's a little closer, you can take a look, see how things actually grow, how they're trained up. And you can also go to the UF website. If you go to most people, I don't know, I'll spell it out if I have to, but it's edis.ifas.ufl.edu. That site, and you're looking for publication number HS763, which I will respond on the Facebook with that as well. That will be the publication called The Muscadine Grape. Gives an introduction to the grape, the cultivars that are out there, recommended cultivars for fresh market, propagation, planting, your vineyard design, and training, depending on how many you're doing, how to create the trellising that they need, and such like that. It's a little bit long, but I'll put that onto that's quite all right. I'll get that onto that Facebook page while we go to the news.
I am so sorry. I didn't mean for that to be that loud.
That's
All right,
quite
we are up against the break. We'll be right back in about 3.5 minutes or less. If you would like the $20 gift certificate to Bob Wines, this is a good time to call 622-9622. No questions to answer. You will not be on the air. You'll just be chatting with me, and I'll say you got it. Okay?
There you
Deal?
go.
Deal.
Deal.
We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president defending his use of social media after some criticized it could hurt the legal battle for a travel ban. President Trump tweeting this morning,
saying, quote, the fake MSM, mainstream media, is working so hard trying to get me not to use social media. They hate that I can get the honest and unfiltered message out.
Fox's Blake Berman. NSA contractor Reality Lee Winner charged with leaking classified information on Russian hacking efforts.
House Oversight Committee Republican Chair Jason Chaffetz.
You cannot put that out there just because you think it would be a good idea.
Democratic Senator and former vice presidential candidate Tim Kaine told CNN leakers should face consequences, but added,
The American public is also entitled to know the degree to which Russia invaded the election.
The Intercept report said Russia tried to obtain elections-related software.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. Fox News, we report, you decide.
As a 300-foot-tall dino monster, people think all I'm good at is rampaging. But there's more to me than that. Just like Geico. Yeah, they could save you money, but they also have over 75 years of savings and service. So Geico is super good at insurance. And yeah, I like rampaging. But I'm also a huge fan of
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
There are two things every parent wants when their child goes to college. For their child to do well, and a way to afford it. Now, with Discover Student Loans, parents can have the best of both worlds. Not only do our loans cover up to 100% of school-certified costs with zero fees, but we'll give them a cash reward for each new student loan if they earn at least a 3.0 GPA or equivalent. That means every A in history or B in math could help them earn a cash reward for good grades. Just one of the many ways we treat you like you'd treat you. Apply now in 15 minutes or less at discoverstudentloans.com. Limitations apply.
Hey, this is Matt Wilkerson from Verizon. You work all day, right? So why would you want to spend your night out shopping for that new phone? Well, Marion County, let me and Verizon help you out. I can deliver to your home or office, saving you precious time. Phone, tablets, internet, home phones, even accessories. Whatever you need, we will deliver free of charge. Call me at the store, 352-528-0020. That's 528-0020.
Next Generation MD is the future of healthcare now. Listen in the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to learn how the future in PRP treatments are here in our area. Find out the many ways that Dr. Juan Jordan, MD, Charles Brooks, NP, and case manager Mark Shaw have brought the family medicine practice to a new level. Hear from the very people that benefit from the fine work they have done in this field. Next Generation MD every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
All right, 27 minutes before 10 o'clock and 77 degrees. There is a 55% chance of rain today. As a matter of fact, that's kind of, they dropped it 20% from this morning's forecast. Let's return now to Carol Ann Baldwin. And Carol, you do have somebody waiting for you to say hi. Good morning. Thank you for waiting. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
I was out this weekend and cleaning underneath a magnolia tree and an azalea.
Okay.
And pulling weeds, just underbrush and stuff, loaded with carpenter ants. And I'm thinking the amount of them, that's got to be bad for the tree. Is that correct? And what should I do?
That's possible that they have excavated somewhat underneath there or within some of the older roots that may have died off, or they're just in that litter. That's underneath there, the leaf litter, if it has built up over the years. So you say under azaleas and under magnolia?
Yeah, and it was actually in the ground, because as I was pulling the weeds up, there is actually no mulch right by the base of the trunk, or whatever we call it.
Right.
So they're actually subterranean.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely not benefiting the plant. The shrubs and such. So again, like I had told Sonny, is finding something, a carpenter ant liquid kind of thing that you can mix and do in a bucket or a watering can, where you can actually just pour it into those areas, and that way it will go down further into the ground than what anything like a granular or just trying to spritz, with a pump sprayer. That, putting it as a drench is going to be much more effective getting down to those insects where they're at underneath there. If the tree's looking okay, how long have they been in the ground extensive, for many years, or?
Oh yeah, they've been there. Both of them have been there at least 10 years, because we've been in the house for 10 years.
Oh, okay. And so long as they're looking okay, they may not be doing really much of any damage to them. But if you're concerned that that they could be spreading, because a lot of time you get a nest, you don't really know where that nest is. That becomes the problem. I think there is one of the bait items out there, the granular, I think really there's about only one of the baits that are out there, so hopefully nobody minds it, Amdro. But the one for the home perimeter actually lists carpenter ants on their label. So you might, or if you don't want to do the drench kind of thing, or if you want to do this in conjunction, when it's not raining, you could do the bait type thing, that they would actually take that back to the nest. It may take a while to actually, because you're not going to know where that nest is. That nest could be way far away from where you're finding them. It's hard to see where they're actually at.
And I do have the Amdro, the granular for the small ant piles.
Right.
And I did not actually read it well enough to see if, I didn't think it was for carpenter ants, but I will have to read and see if it does take care of the carpenter.
Yeah.
Of course, very good on ants. I just don't know about the carpenter.
The one that's for fire ants, I think there's something a little bit different about, even though you'll look at the labels and it'll look like they're the same thing. I think there might be a little bit of difference in maybe the bait that's actually how it's baited to it. So the one that says it's a home perimeter is the one that always had listed the carpenter ants. The fire ant one, I think, is aimed pretty much directly at the fire ants.
That's what I kind of thought.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly appreciate it. I will pick some of that up the next time I'm in the store.
All righty. Good luck with those ants, and have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
The phone line is open if you want to call in. The number is 622-9622. I wanted to tell you something. The ant that Sonny was describing.
Right.
Sounded like, this is like so coincidental. Yeah. On Memorial Day, I went to the cemetery where my dad is buried, and we saw an ant like walking on one of those little memorial headstone things.
Right.
And I said, "Holy cow! Look at the size of that ant!"
Right.
It sounded like the one Sonny was describing.
Yeah.
So, are they new to the area? Maybe.
Oh no, they've been around. They've been around for years.
Okay.
That's.
I see. That's in Citrus County. So I thought, well, is it possible that Citrus County is got different bugs and stuff?
Not really. No, not so much. There's certain areas, that you may find, like even within Marion County, that you may find more scorpions in those areas than you would in other areas. You may find. There's one that we call that's called the velvet ant, that you may find in certain areas of the county that you don't find in other areas, but not so much that here you're only going to find it in Marion County. You'll find it in just different pockets of areas sometimes. But carpenter ants are most commonly associated with damp wood, possibly decaying wood, leaf litter. That's why I said when he was cleaning out underneath the azaleas, that there'll be, a lot of times you'll have a lot of leaf litter, a lot of mulch possibly underneath there, that's where you can get more leaf problem, or not leaf problem, but the carpenter ants coming into those areas. I know when I've had people come in and that they say that they're finding them in the home, and I'll go, you're finding them under a sink, in a window, in a bathroom, kind of thing like that, and they'll look at me and go, yes, well, where is water? Generally under a sink, in a bathroom,
right.
in a window area where you may have a leak in a roof. That those are things that you need to look for at the same time you're looking to eliminate that problem. Is find out where they're coming from. Are they coming up underneath because you've got a leak in a drain or a water pipe coming up?
Right.
Or do you have water pipes across in your roof that may be leaking, and encouraging them, making the habitat that they want to come in for? So keep an eye out.
And you'd have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
You're calling.
Yeah.
Say, carpenter ants, boy, my skin gets kind of bumpy in the back of my head when I think about carpenter ants. Up north, carpenter ants are very happy. They love trees that are rotted out in the interior. We had a nice home up there, a wooded area, and we had a large tree close to the house. We had no idea that the tree was dead or dying until we had carpenter ants up in the attic, and they were eating through the kitchen ceiling.
Ooh.
And it was just terrible. So we had a company come in, and it was quite a project to get rid of them. And of course, naturally, they cut the tree down, and the tree looked basically fairly healthy. Like down here, these trees that tumble over, they look healthy, but when they tumble over, they're all rotted out in the inside. It was just loaded with carpenter ants, and it was quite a project to get rid of them. But we eventually did, and it was very expensive to do that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, and that was it. It made a highway for them. That tree, it made if it was near the house, they would, coming across, they could just drop off onto the roof and begin to find their way in.
The tree was actually leaning on the gutter, and they were coming. The water was in the gutter, and they got underneath the gutter, and they came in under the shingle and into the attic and set up shop. Let me tell you, those things are like little buzzsaws.
They are, and they will bite you too. I have been bitten. It hurts like a sucker.
They're pretty good size. They're not little ants. They're pretty good size ants.
They are. Yeah, and like you say, in the gutter again. That's another place to look. That's another good reason to watch how your trees are up near your home. That those leaves in the gutter again make a perfect hiding place or perfect breeding ground. It's an area that will encourage carpenter ants. You'll find earthworms up in the gutters somehow. I don't know how earthworms can get up there, but I have found them cleaning gutters out. And the carpenter ants will get up in there, and so just watch how your trees are around your home, and keep the gutters cleaned out.
Yeah, I think those worms get up in places like gutters. I think the birds. They pick them off the ground, dig them onto the dirt, and then they want to fly the worm back home where the babies are or whatever. And sometimes they drop out of their mouth and they land like in a gutter area, and I think that's how they get up there.
It could be, and all you need is one, and because there is dirt and leaf litter and such like that earthworm's going to reproduce, and then next thing you know, you got earthworms up there too. So
they're probably pretty happy up there. Them and the ants.
And the
it's like a little world all by itself.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Down here in Florida, it's like you got to watch your termite problems and stuff, and make sure. In fact, I got the guys coming in this month to respray or put those rods in the ground. And but they're up north though. It's you don't hear too much about termites. I never have, anyways. But boy, those carpenter ants, they really like it up there.
Yeah, and there are big. What it is with the termites and Florida is that our soil is very sandy. It's very easy for them to move. They don't have the clay and the heavier soils that are, up in states that are northern states. Even as far as Georgia, they have that red clay in there. Coastal areas, yes, you've got more sand, but being Florida is a sandbar, or was a sandbar, it's one of those things that it makes that soil is very easy for them to navigate through, and hence that very easy for them to be mobile, to get to a home, to a structure, anything. So keeping up on termite inspections and things like that is something that I encourage people to do. Keep your mulch away from the home by a couple of inches at least. You might consider using either the eucalyptus or the melaleuca mulches, which are naturally resistant to termites. There is another mulch out there that is treated with an insecticide that is a termite. It's treated with borates. But with something like that, if you have pets, I'd use that with extreme caution. I don't know if I would recommend it, and that you need to use gloves to actually even put it down, because of an insecticide.
I wonder if the treated lumber that you can buy would be good against termites.
I wouldn't again have that up against the house. If you're doing a deck or anything like that, I would be making sure that I had a treatment done if I was going to build any kind of structure even with treated lumber, just to be on the safe side. Why build something and make it a bridge into your home? That your home is an investment that you don't want to be destroyed by an insect pest, that you could try to prevent that from happening just by being diligent on making sure that your mulch is away, that if you add any structure, it's been treated properly, or that the ground around that area has been treated properly.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
All right, thanks for calling, Hugh.
All right, we are up against the next break, so let's take that break, and we'll be right back. If you would like to have a question answered about your lawn or your garden or your trees or your insects or your mulch or your fertilizer, the number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. Variable cloudiness, breezy and humid on this Tuesday, with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm or two. Any thunderstorm can produce flooding downpours and damaging wind gusts, the high 81 to 85. Cloudy and humid Tuesday night with a thunderstorm or two. The overnight low 71 to 75. For Wednesday, mostly cloudy, breezy and humid with a couple of showers and heavy thunderstorms, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Hello, gorgeous. Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. It's time to get that new look started. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon, 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. And whether you're going on a job interview or out on a date, your hands do a lot of talking. Manicures are a must. Hello Gorgeous is a full-service salon, so let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. Hello Gorgeous.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. The phone lines are open. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. If you have a question about plants, you can call in right now, 622-9622.
And Kathy Snyder did just post a picture with some assistance in the ID, and it's going to take me a minute. It's like one of those things going, yeah, I know what that is. I just got to dig the name of it out of my brain.
Do you know what I want to ask you about in this picture?
What's that?
Okay. See, the main thing she's asking about is the big leaf thing, right?
Right.
But go down a little bit to those little, looks like a little vine.
Right.
I think that's the culprit in my bougainvillea. I think that's the thing that's all over the place. It's kind of pretty, actually, but it's really kind of annoying. It gets all over the place.
Because that kind of looks like a jasmine trying to take over in there, except I'm not seeing the jasmine elsewhere on
so maybe it just looks like what I have at home.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I just got to see if I can get it.
There's more than one thing to identify in there.
That's it. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of different plants in there. There's all kinds of stuff. What'd you do?
Sorry.
Bang, the speaker, the microphone. But yeah, it'll come to my brain and just I'll get it when I get it. Because that's one of those.
Is that the one with the fuzzy leaves? No.
No, that's not. No. It'll come to me shortly. I'll probably have to post it, when I think of it. It's one of those, that the brain doesn't always keep up fast enough to go, yeah, I know what it is.
So what did she write? What did she write?
She just asked, she wanted to help with ID, please. I know what this is. Sometimes, just like me, it's there, I just got to remember the name of it again because it's stuck.
Well, that's the
sometimer's disease. Yeah.
That's the beauty of having a Facebook page. So everybody go to Carol Ann's Facebook page.
Everybody can see it, and it's like, okay, whoever's the first one, whoever's the first one gets the Atta Gardener pat on the back kind of thing.
Yeah,
attaboy, attagirl. Yeah.
Oh, we have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Carolyn, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know, you're probably way too young to know about this stuff because, have you ever heard of poke salad?
Poke salad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pokeweed, yeah.
What is it?
Pokeweed.
Pokeweed.
P-O-K-E, pokeweed.
Right. Well, I know that when I was a kid, we used to go out and pick poke salad.
Mm-hmm.
And we would pick this stuff. You needed about, I don't know, 2 bushels to make a pot of actual poke salad.
Oh, yeah, just like any greens, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I haven't seen it in years, maybe 40 years, I don't even know.
You picked it out of existence. Now, what it is, it is a weed. When it's small and it's just coming up out of the ground in the spring, it is edible when cooked. I think it has to be cooked. I'm not sure. Don't remember now. Can you eat it raw?
My mother used to cook it 3 times.
Okay, she was trying to. Well, I don't think I've ever had it cooked 3 times. So it's like cooked through, or and then cooked again, at least twice.
Yeah.
But once it gets big, it's actually toxic, and the berries are berries are always poisonous. Birds do like the berries.
Right.
And
they have a berry that when they turn to seed, she always said. You can't, if it's turned to seed, if you have seeds on it, don't eat it.
Well, and even before that, once it starts getting big, it was, when it was first coming up out of the ground was when it was small enough, maybe that's why she cooked it 3 times, was that, that's when it was going to be tender, that's when it was going to actually be edible. But I think a lot of times people we've cultivated it out of the out of existence in some areas only because we've planted flower beds and landscapes and lawns and things like that, and that we've just plowed it away. We've eliminated it out of the landscapes. Only those people who keep some areas that are undisturbed are probably the people who still have it.
Well, you would think you would find it out in the forest, wouldn't you? But
I still have it come up in my woods. I still have it, in some areas that get a little bit of sun coming through. Yeah, I still have a little bit that comes up, and I let it go for the birds to do their thing. That's probably why I still do have it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, my sister lives in Oklahoma, and she told me just a couple of days ago that she was actually canning it.
Wow.
Really?
That's something.
Well,
never heard of that.
Anyway, I just thought I'd ask if you had actually heard of it. So it sounds like you're knowledgeable enough about that too.
Well, I had a friend.
You're an absolute encyclopedia.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I had a friend who actually used to make it for us in the springtime. She was from West Virginia and grew up eating all that. And she goes, here, and we went out and she showed it to me, and we found it and we picked a mess of it, and so maybe once a year we'd get it. She'd fix it up for us. So that's how I got it. That's how I learned about it, with somebody else.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you have a question or just want to say hi to Carol Ann, the number is 622-9622. I thought we had another one. Here we go. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hey, Carol Ann.
Hey.
Hey, I'm having an issue with my cucumbers. They start off real great, all kinds of blooms, everything else, and all of a sudden they all seem to be dying towards the root of the plant.
Down there at the bottom, there's probably possibly a borer getting in there, borer, B-O-R-E-R, getting in there like a squash vine borer, a cucumber, it'll get into the cucumber vines too, or they're getting the fungus that will begin to attack them, just like on the tomatoes, and it starts to creep up the whole vine. and just starts to destroy the vine. I pulled my cucumbers out today over at the Ag Center because they say the same thing. I got some nice flowers. I got a couple cucumbers. The one cucumber that was on it when I just pulled them out actually had the pickle worm in it. So I said, it's going to be a losing battle right now. It's getting to that part of the season. So, and I usually get them started in the house or at home before I put them out, just to try to avoid that. But this year it got them. So it's hard to say what you can do. When they're small, it's moreover when they're small to try to prevent the disease issue from coming about before they begin to grow. So treatment before the problem versus trying to treat it after it's got it.
So basically, we're losing battle now.
Quite possibly, yeah. Now that we're starting to get hotter and wetter, good chance that you're just going to lose them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I read an article the other day about the health benefits of cucumbers.
Yeah,
lots of good reasons to eat them.
Yeah, cucumbers, they're good. They're cool. They're refreshing. As well as several different. I think to get some really true health benefits out of anything, when it comes to all these, you get the fad foods. You have to consume so much of it for it to be, the cancer fighting agent, this fighting agent, out of any of these, that you have to consume it on, multiple meals a day over years to actually get a lot of that.
It's a lot of cucumbers.
Yeah, it is. But pickles are always good. Yeah. And I'm not sure if once you get them into the pickle, but
So would a pickle have the same health benefits as a cucumber?
It may have different health benefits. Your fresh is always going to be, but because they're, if you're pickling them, if you're fermenting, things like that, it changes the properties of them. So I know pickles have a lot of salt in it and things like that, but so you may have to watch.
You're making me want to go get a pickle.
Yeah, I know. It'll be one of those stops.
Do you remember that? I think we might have had this conversation, but do you remember when
the pickles were in the deli in the barrel? Yes. When growing up, there was.
Gosh,
that was the treat on a
Why was
Saturday.
that such a good pickle? Why was that always so good?
Because of the way they were produced. I think they were just good kosher dill pickles.
So where can I get a good pickle?
Besides there's probably a few. I think Boar's Head's probably got an excellent pickle.
Go to a store.
Go to a deli. Find a good deli that does
big pickle.
Big pickle, yeah.
Just
find a good deli, and they probably have good pickles.
Do you have to work today?
I do, actually. As soon as I get out of here, I have to head to work. I have an inventory tomorrow morning, so I have to be to work at 4 a.m. So I have to work earlier today. I was scheduled to close, but no, to close until at 10:30 at night and be back at 4 a.m. No, that's not going to happen.
So for those who want to meet you, you're in Lowe's
I'm in
Lady Lake.
In Lady Lake, yep.
In the garden.
Out in the garden center, yep.
Wow.
I work 5 days a week like anybody else, but my schedule moves around.
So do you
generally daytime?
Could you, if you looked at a photograph, could you tell about what year of the gardening center? Could you tell about what year it is, or does that stuff stay the same? Because, like, for example,
you mean what time of year or what year?
No, what year? For example, if you worked in the clothing department, you could probably tell because the fashions
would change.
Does anything change in the gardening department?
It does, I guess, but it moreover changes seasonally. Like in a department store, sure. That would be easier. Years only based upon because of packaging might change. Colors would change if you kind of knew that some. Yes, there are color changes that happen in pots and containers. Pot styles would change. Some plants that became in popularity maybe that weren't before. So maybe I don't know if I could. Some other people might be able to, but it's always been a great show again, and hope everybody has a great gardening day, and watch out if it's raining, put your headlights on. If your wipers need to be on, your headlights need to be on.
And ask Carol Ann by way of Facebook, whatever, if you can be a member of the In the Garden page. You will be number 62, because right now there's 61.
I didn't even look today.
61,
fantastic.
So it's a fun group. It puts a visual to the radio show. So
right, on some things,
yeah, some things. Today was a few of them.
Right, and you would find out that we're coming on the air. Because I try to do that every Tuesday morning. I do forget sometimes, but I try to remember.
It reminds me. All right, we'll be right back. Thank you, Carol Ann.
Thanks, Larry.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president tweeting he's making a big push on health care